everybody, we're back again. Yeah, seems like I've been on all day. Hang on a sec. Bear with me. Right, there we go. That's sorted. So, everybody okay? Hope you're all well tonight. Yeah, just uploaded Jumping Jacks video, so check that when you get a chance. But who we got in here tonight then? So yeah, so I'll be on for a while and then I've got to go pick up some bits of shopping and stuff, but hope you've all had a great day. Yeah, I did a little workout at the park before, but yeah, just kind of not doing too much really, because yeah, it's just more for like recovery really, and just you don't want to overdo it really. Yeah, we all right, everybody? Looking into my life. So yeah, just yeah, so jumping jacks, like, yeah, 30 in just over 20 seconds I did, so yeah, so I'm pretty happy with that. I think 1 minute I can do about 80, so it would be good if I can get that to like 100 in a minute. Maybe if I could do, say, 40 in 20 seconds as well, that would be a good sort of aim. Thank you for the like, whoever that is. So I just want to keep trying to improve on fitness and just, yeah, just keep going in the right direction. But you know, we're getting all these haters, we're getting all these negative people. Some of them saying, "Oh, you know, you're more muscle than cardio," and then we're saying something about what is it? Saying that I need cardio, I'm getting fatter. It's like, what you on about? I mean, it was just this weirdo just kept saying about apparently like, I don't know, just they were just saying that something like what was it? It gets lonely, doesn't it, or something like that. Just hello, it's Salha Edits. How you doing? Why don't you just get a life? You know, just go get a life then. You know, what is wrong with you? Hello, Gulshan. What do you think? British or US accent is better? I don't know. Hello, Mural Kid H. How you doing? Welcome in here, everybody. Make sure you subscribe if you're new here. So we talk a lot of different things and stuff. So yeah, just yeah. Since we get a lot of nasty comments lately, just it is what it is, really. You just got to deal with it, I guess. You know, some people just some toxic people out there. So it is what it is. It's just sad, really, but that's just human nature, I guess. Hello, skilled shopper, whatever, get a life, Why don't you just go? Just mind your own business, If you don't like it, just move on. You know what I mean? Bored and scrolling, I like food channels. Oh yeah. What's your favorite food channel? What's your favorite thing to eat? Yeah, what do you like to eat? What a horrible person I know. It's just, what is wrong with people, eh? If they actually focus more on their own success and whatever, they'd be a lot better off, wouldn't they, But it's just so much easier to try and put other people down than it is to actually work on yourself. That's the thing. But the thing is in the long run, it's a lot better if you just kind of do that. Just Yeah, no, it's just what is it? What would even be the point? You know, you got Labour governments. Just yeah, all these governments are corrupt anyway. But you know, like okay, is this you just like you're just taking the piss, aren't you? What is going on here? I don't know. Indian food. Yeah, I love Indian food. Yeah, it's great. As long as it's not too spicy. I mean, I don't mind a bit of heat, but um, why don't you go away? You know, you're the one that's a loser. Come in, you know, keep coming to live chats with multiple accounts. You know, you're the one that's the loser if that's what your life is all about. A Madras. Oh yeah, that's yeah. It can get a bit too hot, can't it? Once you get to a certain heat level. I remember I used to have a pot noodle called Bombay Bad Boy, and I don't know why I ate it because it was too spicy. Really, I don't know. But they say spicy food's supposed to be really good for you, though, isn't it? Like, there's a thing called capsaicin or something in chili. It's supposed to, yeah, be a lot of like antioxidants and stuff. It's supposed to be really good for you. But yeah, thank you for the likes, everybody. Yeah, I'm sure they feel great after leaving nasty comments. Not, yeah, I don't know. Good. Okay, Graham, how you doing? I hope you're well tonight. So, where are you from anyway, Amy Lou? So yeah, Indian food. I've been to like Indian food. Like I used to go to like this kind of Indian food kind of bistro type place where they would sell things. They have like proper like Indian, like authentic Indian food and stuff. Um, yeah, it's a really spicy, isn't it? But yeah. Oh, Northern Ireland. Northern Ireland. I'm from Northern Ireland, so I am. Yeah. Do you get a lot of Indian food around there, or I'm just wondering, like, is there a lot of like Indian, like cafes and restaurants and things like that, and bistros? Um, yeah. So anyway, imagine that's your life that you just come to at YouTube live streams and then you just keep coming with multiple accounts. Hello, Asadbola Ludin. I'm doing fine, thank you. How you doing? Yeah, lots of Indian food. That's good then. Yeah, oh yeah, Iceland. Tremendous. Iceland is near Greenland. Iceland is like a country. The capital city was Reykjavik or something. I know, like Bjork is from Iceland. It's a great country. It's very tremendous. But yeah, Greenland. I'm more interested in Greenland. There's lots of land there, and we can have lots of ice resorts. And hi, Lucas. Welcome back. Yeah. I want Iceland because of ice, of course, but I'm more interested in Greenland. Greenland is where it's at. And also Venezuela. I tried Iceland, it was nice, but I don't like the chicken or sauce is great. Oh yeah, it's just a lot of that stuff will be like, I don't know, a bit cheap and stuff. A lot of this what is it like? Like you talk about like ready meals and stuff like that. I don't know what we're saying. Yeah, I know you're on about. I know you are, Graham. I'm just taking the piss. Green means money. Green means money. Yeah, green. Yeah, well, I'm not interested on the green woke agenda. Like they're on about the climate. That's the really what they're liars of the mainstream media. Hello, Keslob, bro. How you doing? Lancaster. Is that where you're from? I've been to Lancaster before. Yeah, I went there. Yeah, a few times before. Yeah, because I lived in Blackburn, but yeah, I've been to Lancaster. It's yeah, have you know Williamson Park? I've been there. It's quite nice around there actually. Yeah, got this like monument on it. It's quite a yeah. You didn't see me? What you mean? Well, what's the chances that you saw me? Why are you just walking around in circles? Yeah, I'm just like I don't know. That's what I like to do sometimes. It just kind of I don't know, genuine guy. You just sound like you're just taking the piss now. I don't know. It just sounds like a kind of like you're just trying to wind up or something. I don't know. But yeah. So we're talking about like sort of like horror movies last night. So it can just change. And then earlier on we were talking about Mandela effect. Has anyone heard of the Mandela effect before? Has anyone actually looked into the Mandela effect? Because it's this like thing where apparently it came from this thing of like where Nelson Mandela supposedly died in prison back in the 1980s, but but then they found out they actually died in 2013. Hello, always, always. How you doing? Make sure you subscribe if you're new here. Graham says I had an hamster called Nibbly when I was a little boy. Oh, did you? Oh, really? Yeah, because like to nibble and yeah, what's that? Smile 2 was actually terrifying coming from someone who plays horror games for fun. Oh, really? Never seen it. All right, Smile 2. I don't know. Not since I knew Smiles, but I like a few horror films. Maybe someone can recommend some to me. But yeah, I need to watch Blair Witch Project for sure because I do like the back rooms. I like that type of stuff, like the kind of found footage horror. So apparently that's what it's like. Yeah. Oh yeah. You take care. See you. Oh, you talk horror movies on your lives right now. Boring as hell. Oh yeah. Maybe I'll check you out. But yeah, if you want to subscribe, that would be great. I'm live every day, so yeah. Hopefully you guys don't get bored of me. But yeah, I'm just maybe I'll just sit down for a bit and just kind of chill and chat with you guys. But Grace said Liverpool FC, Lancaster Bomber. All right. Hello, Rotten Rots. What's your question? Hopefully it's something good and not some annoying question or something. But let's see. Let's see what you have to say. Always. How you doing today? Hope you're well. Good evening to you all. Hope you've all had a great day, everyone. So yeah. What are your plans for the rest of the day or night, wherever you're from? So yeah, just put out this short earlier doing jumping jacks. I'm from the UK. Where are you from? Always. Yeah, where's everybody from? Thank you for the 7 likes, everyone. Yeah, it seems like they're pushing me out more. Now it's evening or something. I don't know, but yeah, I sat. Okay, whatever. What is this old Mocklermeister thing? And always is from Pakistan. Oh yeah. Whatever, you know. If people keep telling me that I'm a loser, you're just projecting now, aren't you? You know. Why don't you just why are they so obsessed? You know, they literally just like, keep watching because I timed them out before, and then it's like they've been watching. Like, why don't you just, you know, find something else to do? You know, what is wrong with some people, eh? You know, I wish everybody the best and all that. You know, I don't hate on anybody. You know, I'm just kind of, I just want to, just have a good time and just, yeah. I hope you're all well tonight. We've got 8 people in the live, so welcome in, everybody. Hope you've all had a wonderful day today. So, yeah. Okay, see you later, Graham. Have a good one. Take care. See you again soon. All right, who's still in the live then? Apart from trolls. Hello, Rahul Gaikwad. Thank you for the like. I had a hamster called Stitch. Oh, yeah, did you? Reminds me of Lilo and Stitch, whatever it was called. Yeah, so how are you doing, Rahul? You okay? Welcome in here. Nice to meet you. Yeah, if anyone's new, make sure you subscribe. That would be really appreciated. So, yeah, we do a daily live. Oh, thank you, Rahul. Genuine guy says they're lovely things. They're lovely things! Beautiful, tremendous. Hi, how are you? I'm just watching a friend's stream talking about MH and doing meditative music. Haven't seen him in a while, and he's extra chatty and has health issues. He's genuinely struggling. Yeah. All right. Hello, Aris Scott. Yeah. So like, yeah, MH is an important thing to talk about. I don't. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm getting to know him more, and we are being there for him. But aliens, fictional, angels, real. What do you mean? Hello, mine, Nell. Good to see you again. Oh, are you off now? Okay. So you just popped by to say hi or something, I guess. But well, welcome in anyway, people. I hope you've all had a great day. And yeah, but I gotta go. Take care, MOA. So yeah, make sure you, yeah, if you're new here, please subscribe. Like I said, I'm live every day, so just trying to stay consistent. And yeah, what's happening here? Just chilling right now. Skilled chopper. Hello. Just quit. Nah. The more that you guys tell me to quit, you don't realize, the more that you all try to make me quit, the more I'll just, hello, Araceli, how you doing? Hope you well. Hello, Aris Scott, thank you, yeah. I will do the Donald Trump, okay, it's tremendous. Oh yeah, there's something else I can do, watch this. Nice, that's been my plan the whole time. I was trying to motivate you anyway. Love your content, keep it up. Thank you very much. Yeah, maybe some of them are actually like, I don't know, low-key fans in some cases, I guess. But it was nasty when someone was trying to, tell me that they were, that I should do more cardio or something like that because I'm getting fatter. It's like, what you on about? But a lot of these people are just projecting though when they do that, it's just, what I mean? It's yeah, but yeah, I just put out a video. Yeah, I do 30 jumping jacks in about 20 seconds. I'd like to see them try. Whoever tries to kind of criticize, let's see you do all the things that I do. In terms of my cardio, I can do like, what was it? I can roll 1,000 meters in under 4 minutes. Like I can run a mile in probably about 6.5 minutes, something like that. I can probably like, yeah, I've got a lot of, hello, Charlie Berry, how you doing? Pretty much all like across the board, my fitness is like well above average, I would say. So, like whether that's cardio, whether that's strength, whether that's strength endurance, I've pretty much got like above average across the board. So, hello, BB. All these people want to try and, criticize and whatever, and it's like they probably can't do fucking shit, I'd like to see them try and do what I do. Well, you want me to play that again? How you doing, BB? Hope you well. Oh, who's Charlie? It's happy birthday. Hello, Rick. How you doing tonight? I hope you're doing well. Welcome in, everybody. But yeah, you just gotta let the haters motivate you. That's what David Goggins would say. The thing is, I don't agree with him fully because I feel like it kind of leans into kind of toxic hustle culture, doesn't it? When encouraging people to just, go until they're falling apart, basically. I don't really agree with that. I think that we have to find a balance that works for you. So I don't think everyone should be emulating David Goggins. I mean, he's like an absolute, freak of nature, you could say, in terms of, what he's capable of mentally and physically. Like it's a lot of it's mental as well, like the mental endurance, being able to, cope with that pain and all that. There's a lot of people, they could have probably pushed themselves harder, but the pain sort of like limits them somewhat. So yeah, hope you're all doing well tonight, everybody. Yeah, share this out if you can, please. That would be really appreciated. Yeah, hi GG Flames, how you doing? How's your day been? Hope you've had a good one. Again, anyone that's new here, welcome in. I don't know who invented it, to be honest. Apparently it's not origins are unknown, but there's different ones in different countries and stuff. So yeah, but yeah, so I did the little workout at the park, but I also and then when I was on my own way back, I ran a bit as well. So which was only like a couple of minutes, but I went pretty hard and just kind of I just like to mix things up a bit and just I can be quite spontaneous with my workouts and exercise and stuff. I just oftentimes just do things as and when I feel like it. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking whether I actually have ADHD actually, because sometimes I'm quite a spontaneous person, and yeah, I can get into certain routines and things, but I can also be quite spontaneous and just do things randomly. Like I don't know, but the thing is, it has to be on my terms though. Well, I realized. Hello, Logan. Oh, here we go. 667. Yeah. Oh goodness. Anyway. Rahul says, what country? I'm in the UK. What about yourself? Yeah. What country are we in, people? Hello, Heaven's Helper. I don't really dance. Britain's Got Talent. Oh yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't really want to go on there because I've heard that it's kind of corrupt. And I'm not Scottish. I'm English. Yeah. Thank you for the 10 likes, everyone. Nice one, people. Yeah. Let's keep it coming. Heaven's Helper. What's your name? I don't know. I don't really dance. I'm not really a dancer. So yeah, just it's not really. But I'm actually okay when it comes to what they find it. I do a lot of like moves with like playing cards and stuff. Like I mean, I can cut the cards with one hand like this. You know? Can you do that? You know, it's just everyone's got their own kind of skills and stuff like that. Really. Yeah. Hi, Cozy Todd Eben. Yeah, I'm British, yeah. Let me try this one actually, see if I can do it. So there we go. Yeah. Oh, you're a Celt. Oh, really? All right. Okay. Welcome in, everybody. How are you all doing tonight? Hope you've all had a good day today. Okay, well, thank you. Hello, Sarding. How much time who's Anthony? I don't know who Anthony is. Do you secretly turn into a seal at night in the ocean because you're a Celt? I don't get you. That's hard to do with a semi-old pack of cards. Yeah, it's a bit of an old deck, really, and yeah, it does get harder to use as they get older. I should get probably some new ones soon, but I think I've actually got some newish ones away somewhere. Hello, Maxine. I'm from the UK. Where are you from? Nice to meet you. Hello, Luke Skywalker. That's a thick Canadian accent. No, it's not Canadian. Hello, Siding. Favorite animal? Don't know really. I quite like the sounds that blackbirds make, like the singing that they do. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, hello, Holly Broughton. How you doing? Nice to meet you all. Welcome to my live. So yeah, I'm just let's try it. Let's see. I don't know. I can't really do this one. Actually, whoa! Look, we did it. The double scissor cut, whatever you call it. Anyway, hello, Gula Mustafa. What would you say about people who come to your country to take the job opportunities meant for citizens and also enjoy the places and benefits your government provides? Well, there are some cases where, like, some of them are just taking jobs that the people of this country don't want, you know? Hello, Noir Shivan. So the argument is, some people say that, well, you know, some of the people here don't want these jobs. They don't want the doctor, nurses jobs and stuff like that. Okay, oh yeah, how you doing, Nagib? I'm in York, England. Oh, thank you for the super chat, Ronak Lakana. Thank you very much. Hey, Neymar, how you doing? I don't know. It's just what you guys think. I don't know. It's like, yeah, it's a contentious issue, but I just find that a lot of the British people don't want these jobs, and you could say, well, it's because they pay these people less or something, and are those shorts respect? Because I was in some argument the other day with someone about skilled migration, but I don't know. It's yeah, Ronak Lakana, is it? Welcome in anyway. Thank you for your support. If you're new here, please subscribe to the channel. That would be really appreciated. That's good that we're getting pushed out again tonight. Hello, Haley. So guess what? I got friggin' I don't know. A little sleepy. I don't even know if I'm going live on TikTok anymore. I really can't be bothered with it. They just keep on restricting me all the time. I don't know. I asked you this question because I wish to study in the UK. That's why I asked you this. So if I come to the UK, people don't bother me. Sorry if anyone feels bad about what I said. No, it's okay. Don't worry about it. It's just, like some people find it a bit like, I think it's more that you got like the illegal immigrants who are coming in illegally, who are, hello, Siraj. How you doing? Hello, Games Boy Rafat. No, I'm from the UK. Noir Shivam says, can you show a cool trick from the cards you have? Please, I'll subscribe to you. Okay, cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little trick. So let's just go pick a few cards out of the deck. So I'll just go with this number of cards here, just a few cards. And I'll just give them a little shuffle. So so this is, just what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to just give them a shuffle, and I'll just pick one out at random, okay? So actually, I'll just pick one out at random, okay? Let's say we'll go with this one. I'm not going to look at it, okay? I'm not going to look at the card. All right, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to put it back inside the cards, okay? So I'll just put it somewhere back inside, okay? So what we're going to do... Hello, Tough Car Edits, how you doing? Hi, Moon, how you doing? Welcome in. So we're doing a trick, so... No, this is a lie detector test, okay? So tell me what your card is, but you can lie about it. You can tell me, the truth, or you can lie. So this is what we're going to do, okay? So you either tell me the truth, or it's going to be a lie. So this is what we're going to do, okay? So what is your card? Tell me what your card is. I don't know what your card is, but the cards will know. It's a junker. No. Hello, Kirik. How you doing? So what is the card? Whoever, saw the card, what was the value and the suit of the card? Q of what? I will subscribe if you do. Yeah, I could do 20 push-ups. Yeah, hang on a second. I'll do that after, but yeah. Ace of spade. So you're saying it's ace of spade. Okay, so what we do is we spell out ace of spades. Yeah. A-C-E-O-F, and then spades. S-P-A-D-E-S. All I have to do to reveal the card is spell the word found. So go F-O-U-N and then D. Was it something like the Queen of Spades? Yeah, I do magic tricks, MJ Peton. So yeah, so you was lying about that, I take it. Hello, David. Wait, what's it? Oil capital Europe? Hang on a sec. What's oil capital Europe? I don't know. So you want me to do 20 push-ups, you said? Okay. We'll do 20 push-ups then, eh? Yeah. Challenge accepted. 20 push-ups. Here we go. You like the trick? Okay, thank you. So we're going to do 20 push-ups for whoever that was that wanted me to do that. So 20 push-ups. Here we go. So 1, There you go. 20 push-ups. Okay. How you doing? Friggin' indigo person was just saying shit earlier. You know what I mean? Hello, Sam Collar, what are you sorry for? Trump's Scottish, is he? Wasn't his real name Drum or something, if I remember? Drum. Thank you for subbing. Hi, Dunsole Archive. How are you doing tonight? Hope you're well. Good to see you all. His mum is from Stornoway. Isn't that up in Islands? Is that in, is it Outer Hebrides? Not Outer, which one is it? Is it either Shetland or, whichever one is it? Is it Shetland Islands? One of those. Stornoway. Let's have a look. Stornoway. Yeah, let's have a look. Where is it? No, it's Outer Hebrides. Alright. I was right the first thing I said. Thank you, Games Boy Rifat. Yeah, it says Outer Hebrides. Right. Yeah, so you learn something new every day. So his mum was a farm girl. My mother was a farmer. Farmer girl. Oh, you work on the Nord Stream line. Oh, really? Oh, cool. How are we doing tonight, everyone? Hope you're all well. Is your dad okay? Yeah, it's all right, I think. It's not too bad. So yeah, welcome in, everybody. Hope you've all had a good day. Yeah, welcome back, Lucas. How are you tonight? Nice to have you here again. Yeah. Hi, Stephen Hills. I believe in alien. I believe in miracles. Where you from? You sexy thing. I believe in miracles. Since you came along, you sexy thing. I'm not too bad, thank you, Noir Shivam. Games Boy Rafat's from Italy. Italy! It's me, Mario! Welcome to the live stream. You love propaganda, do you, Ibrahim? Oh, really, what kind of propaganda? The mainstream media's propaganda. They're very there's such propaganda. There's a propaganda machine. CNN and MSNBC propaganda. You think Naruto beats Goku? I remember that I saw that thing like Naruto Run. It's called. Hello, hello, Ams. What do you mean, lion? What the hell? What is that? I don't know, but you're all right, everybody. Thank you for the 12 likes. Keep hitting that like button. Are you there, Haley? But yeah, it's a shame about, you know, whatever. But it's good to have you guys here, and you know, we're growing this YouTube channel, so onwards and upwards are saying it, you know. And we just hit 4.33, so we're going up. We're going up in subs. So yeah. BB says, who are those distinguished gentlemen? What are you talking about? Do I get the green lights? What you mean green lights? What green lights? I don't even know what they're talking about. I don't know. It's like they're just trying to mess with my head or something. I don't know. I don't know what the hell's going on here, really, but oh, goodness. But yeah. Is it daytime in your country? No, it's night time, really. 7:23 p.m. Why are you running? Oh, yeah, I've seen that. Why are you running? It's like one of those memes, isn't it? Why are you running? Yeah, they use it as like little sound clips. You know the one where it goes, look at this dude. Yeah, have you seen that one where it starts off, look at this dude, but they usually just show like the laughing bit of it. It goes, oh no, 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 no. You know, like that one. Have you seen that? Seen that? Yeah. I've actually watched the video where that come from, where it's like where somebody put something on somebody's head. I think it was like a piece of chicken or something on this bald guy's head or something. Hello, Laura. What are we discussing here? Not a lot at the moment. We're just kind of just talking random stuff, but we do sometimes get into, you never really know what it's going to be. It's like sometimes I end up talking philosophy, and earlier today I was talking about, philosophies and different things. Oh yeah, I've heard that one before. Why did the bicycle fall over? Because it was too tired. Badums. Oh, thank you, Abina Siro. Hello, David. All right, pal. Were we doing card tricks? I was just doing one before. I don't know. Did you see it? Something, but what's that? Pirates of the Caribbean. You mean? No, I don't think I've really watched it, to be honest. I might have briefly watched bits of it, but it was probably a long time ago. I think this is getting so sketchy. What's getting sketchy? You're gonna figure out what I mean. What the hell? Okay. What is going on? Lucas, welcome back. How are you doing tonight? Hope you're well. Yeah, some people want to really get into the whole politics stuff, the whole kind of like the immigration and all that kind of stuff, and it just gets a bit kind of I don't know. It's like, because everyone's got their own opinions on these things, right? Oh, Whoopi Goldberg. Oh, really? Yeah. Of course, I look just like her. Hello, Darku. Hello, Poonam. How you doing? Hope you're well tonight. Good to have you all here. What's everyone been up to today? Everybody okay? Yeah. So, Ams says, then search about Yes King. What are you on about? I don't know, guys. I don't know what the hell's going on. Where are you from? My mother's womb. User, how you doing? Accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. Okay. I'll do what I want to do, I'll accept myself as my own savior. How about that, Maybe that's what it is. Well, Jesus, maybe there was somebody who was, but I don't believe in the whole miracles thing, really, That's kind of ironic because I just sung the song, I Believe in Miracles. But yeah, I don't really believe that, Jesus turned water into wine and all that kind of stuff. Parted the Red Sea or whatever kind of crap. I mean, yeah, we're talking earlier about how religion might just be like a way to kind of give people a comfort blanket because, especially people who might be a bit kind of, maybe they're close to death or maybe their life isn't going so well. So it gives them some kind of comfort to feel like there's something better after they perish. User says, except Israel. Okay. Psych Monster says, God is good, really. I wouldn't necessarily agree with that. Hello, Smart Man, because I look at all the evil in the world. The way I see it is that God could be like what they call impersonal, where it's like, he doesn't intervene, he doesn't do any of that. He's not good or bad, he's just kind of, maybe he doesn't have all these human like emotions and stuff like that, like what people think of in the Bible, basically. I don't know. That's the way I see it. Hello, what's this? May Orsino, thou shan't listen when thou shan't do. Live your own life with glee and don't these religious sharing folks. So what you're trying to say is just saying that they're just kind of like, how they're pushing their views. And hello, what's it, Gendai Suki? Yodui! Whatever it is that, when it goes, I don't know. Where you're going from like low to high, like, oh, goodness. Sorry, what was the question that I skipped? I don't know. I try not to skip people's questions. Hello, Divyansh. How are you doing tonight? Hope you're well. Nice to meet you all. Got 16 watching right now. Cool. Share this out if you can. Like the live, everybody. Yeah, but it's like, just because it says in the Bible that he's good doesn't mean he's good, right? We look at the reality around us and think, okay, well, if God was really that good, then why does he not, why do we have all this suffering in the world? Why do we have all this, evil stuff? Oh, he's just, he's given people free will. It's just, I find it all a bit of a contradiction, to be honest. Because then would that not mean that free will is a bad thing then? It's like, well, I don't know. If hello, P Memories 57, how you doing tonight? It's just, we could go on for hours just going back and forth about, about religion and morality and all this kind of stuff, Yeah, I don't really do dancing. I just today happened to join your channel, and the way you talk sounds intellectual. Oh, thank you. So do you believe in Satan? Again, I don't really believe in that in the biblical sense. I could see, one way of looking at things is like, God is good, you could say, but then not in that he created everything, but as in, if we look at, like terms of good and evil forces, but rather than some sort of, like a, like what you call it, like maybe God isn't this, like all-seeing, all-knowing kind of thing, but rather it's just more universal forces of good and evil, rather than it's some kind of religious connotation. What if I tell God create the universe, but somehow lost the power to control the universe now? Is that possible, or am I being stupid? I'm not sure how that would work. Like, if you have the power to create the universe, how could you not have the power to control it? I don't know. That seems a bit contradicting to me. You must be some kind of crazy level of power to be able to create the universe in the first place, but I don't know. Like, but then I don't know, maybe I don't know. But that would kind of, I guess that would lean to more like in the impersonal God theory, where God doesn't intervene, God doesn't, what you're saying, maybe God can't intervene because it's just too much, you were saying. So is it possible that you could create a universe to not be able to control it? Hello, BB, welcome back. That's why there's bad in the world. Well, yeah. So I don't know, it's like, but then would that not mean that by letting bad happen in the world, does that mean that bad isn't bad to him because it's a necessary thing? I don't know. Because I'm like, well, if you're this all-powerful God and you're letting evil happen, why would you punish someone for that then if you're complicit in letting them do that? I don't know. Doesn't that make you just as bad as them? But if you let them do it, I don't know. It's kind of, you don't understand. I'm saying the first cause had the power to create universe and doesn't have power to control it, and we turn that cause as God, but it isn't God. What you mean? So what are you saying then? Hello, L Dog. Oh, really? Yeah. Okay, so hello, DD me YY. How's it going? Darku says avoid religious talks, bro. Well, hello, Infestomania. Yeah, how are we doing tonight? I mean, it's just sometimes people like to get into the more taboo kind of stuff, but it's like, I noticed that when I do that, I seem to get more, more interaction going on and stuff. Hello, reality found. Policy influences, ignore them. Sleeper soldiers, what you saying? Hello, Harsh. I'm from the UK. Where are you from? Do I believe in the mushroom god? Mushroom god? What's the hell? Mushroom god. I've got 19 in the house. Welcome in, everybody. Hope you've had a great day. Hello, Maze and Salah. How's it going? God told me most of you are trolls. Sounds like it. If God is dead or has no power over his creation, isn't the same thing as we build in AI society? Possibly. Yeah, that's one way to look at it, I suppose. Like, some people believe that we're in some kind of simulation. So it's like, who knows? Like, but then who created the simulation? You know, were they simulated as well? You know, it's like that film. Was it what's it called? Inception. It could be like we're living in some dream, but then a dream within a dream, but it could be like a simulation within a simulation. And 20 people in the house, welcome in. If you're new here, please subscribe to the channel. He just let us have free will. But I'm just saying that if you let them have free will and you have the power to stop people from doing things, does that not make you just as bad? I don't know. I'm just who's a legit person. Hello, Reis. How you doing? What are you saying? Maybe we can escape the matrix. Well, let me find my what is it? The glasses. You know, where did I put them? The tape glasses. You know, talking about the matrix. Can't talk about the matrix without. Oh, here we go. Without, you know, doing my Tate impression. You know, let's do some Tate impression, shall we? So, if you want to escape the matrix, you better buy my Real World University program. It'll teach you how to escape the matrix, but you need to buy it. Otherwise, you're going to be searching and wondering how to escape the matrix, and you'll just stay a brokey forever. Hello, fried chicken. How you doing? Ray says I'm a escape. Okay, what the hell? DD me. Hello, how you doing? Hope you're well tonight. Strengthen. What's that? What are you saying? I don't know, but about AI and genomics, and develop transparently with diverse input. Okay. Hello, terrific Celestial. How's it going? What's your name, everybody? Nice to meet you all. If anyone's new, please subscribe to the channel. That would be really appreciated. We're live every day, so you come in peace. Okay, good. I don't want any bullshit, okay? Hello. What's this? Bit F4666. How you doing? Thank you for subscribing. So yeah, are you from India? Oh, cool. Yeah. Where's everybody else from? Introduce yourselves, everybody. Yeah, I'm from the UK. Hello, Patrick. It's Patrick. It's Patrick of SpongeBob. I don't know how to do his voice, but it's kind of like, hello, it's Patrick Starfish. I don't know. Terrific Celestial says Philippines. Oh yeah, my mate Richard, his roommate is from the Philippines actually. Yeah. You alright, everybody? Hope you've all had a great day. Share the live out if you can. What do you think of the, I don't know, what's gobbies? What's that? What hurt your soul? What's that? Patrick. I don't know, it's I'd have to kind of properly learn that one, I guess. You know, UK 45 trillion from India. I think that is fake news. UK would never do that. What are you talking about? You are fake news. Hello, the name's Frank. Hello, Frank. The UK government is just, yeah, it's not good, is it? See history. What history? Wish introduced me to you are coolest comrades. Thanks. You're welcome. History, you ruled 200 years on India. I was just like, I don't know, I was just kind of taking the piss, really. Because Donald Trump always says anything that goes against his shit is like fake news, you know. It's all fake news. Yeah. You're probably from the radical left. You know, they're all fake news. $45 trillion. That is like what? That's lots of money. That is very lots of money. Not really Starmer, Jimmy. No, little
Stormers, Creators. I don't know. It's hard to do really. I don't know. Let me know. Maybe I need to work on it a bit more. But it just sounds like he's got like a blocked nose or something. As to how he talks, really. I guess I don't know.
That's kind of my best attempt right now. I don't know. Okay, Zang. What are you on about? Okay. Well, far away, like, oh yeah, like you mean another planet? Yeah. So does anyone believe in aliens then? What are your thoughts on aliens, UFOs, that kind of stuff? L-Dog, you still there? No, you never return it. What's that? I don't know. It's like, I mean, yeah. So you think they're real? So why haven't they like been to Earth then, or have they? And some people believe there's a government cover-up or something. So what do you guys think? Should we return 45 trillion? I don't know. I think it's a bit late for that, really. I don't know. Like, it's like that was way before our time, and like, you know what I mean? Hello, Esme Frankland, how you doing? I wish an alien adopted me or something. Oh, really? Oh, goodness. Yeah. I made an AI video where I had it where instead of it being aliens, it was cats abducting a human in a yeah. I just come up with that idea, and sometimes it's fun to play around with the AI. Who likes her for himself? What are you saying? A B C A B Q? What are you saying? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know, but yeah, there's this whole thing about paying reparations. Hello, Susie. Good to see you again. How are you doing tonight? After stole 45 trillion, now UK GDP less than India. Isn't that like a bit more? What about GDP per capita or something? Because there's different measurements for GDP. So, hello, Star Child. Yeah, your growth rate is slow. I mean, what are you on about? You're on about my economy or something. I mean, I don't know. I've not really looked too much into all that. I mean, what's that? How about deleting? How about just minding your own business? I look like an alien, yeah. I'm an alien from outer space. Yeah. So you think that we should pay back 45 trillion or something? Is that what you're saying? But like, I don't know. It's just, I mean, yeah. I know it's a kind of difficult one, isn't it? Because yeah, hello Arabella. Like, how would that even work? Because that wouldn't that just end up completely just destroying the economy or something? I don't think that we should have to suffer for the, consequences of whatever was done in the past. But I don't know. It's just, can you say, Father, give me strength in Thor's voice? I don't know how to do Thor's voice. Hello, Ian. We are all aliens called Homo sapiens mistakenly landed on this planet as one cell and destroying this planet. Are you on about the thing called panspermia? Some people actually reckon that we and apes come from other planets, maybe. They're called panspermia, where we might have actually originated from another planet and then come to. Oh, goodness. Yeah, some really wacky theories out there, isn't there? Some people even think that, solipsism and stuff like that, What if I'm the only one that exists? Well, 45 trillion is a lot of money, so, like, how is that even going to work? How would we pay back 45 trillion in, I don't know. Storm has a brain of a cell. Yeah. Yeah. What is that? Ian says, we are indeed, as we can see, similarity in carbon present in our body, which similar like stardust. Oh, really? Oh, yeah. So, I mean, they say we're carbon-based beings and stuff. Artistry, how you doing tonight? Mr. Dexter, how you doing? L-Dog says, and they still ask us to build walls for them. Well, we're going to build a wall. We're going to build a huge wall at the southern border. Hello, source code. I've just finished rearranging my sock drawer. Oh, really? Oh, good for you. Yeah, thank you for the 16 likes, everybody. Actually, you are a thief. I mean, I'm not a thief, am I? You know, you're saying that it's like you're trying to blame us for something that other people have done. I mean, it's not my problem. I don't know. It's just, you know, like you can't blame people living today on what's happened in the past. That's, I mean, yeah, exactly. It's nothing to do with us. It's people that have come before who, yeah. I don't know. It's just someone's just saying about how this country stole 45 trillion or something. Hello, Prince Vegeta Motivation. Good luck to you and everyone watching on Self Growth Live. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, have you got a big channel or something? You got a tick on it. How big is that then? Yeah. Hi, Rizzy. It's a bottle of water, a water bottle, whatever. Never stolen in my life. Yeah. I had a mate who like got in trouble for stealing from the shoplifting. I mean, and he got in the local newspaper, and he just had this like smug look on his face. But luckily, he managed to kind of grow out of it and became, just a normal person. Oh, thank you, MWI. Thank you very much. So, what's Kohinoor? What you saying? Please back my Kohinoor. Cat, hello, how you doing tonight? A water container, yeah. What is going on tonight, eh? Yeah, well, at least we've got some more people watching tonight. It's a lot busier. Yeah, Rish, the Fish 98. I'm not Dutch, I'm English. A lot of people seem to think I'm from, like, Eastern Europe or something. But maybe it depends on the lighting as well, because I noticed that when I've been on here tonight, no one's actually said anything about Eastern Europe tonight for some reason. So I don't know if, depending on the lighting, I look different or something. Hello, Ahmad. How you doing tonight? I don't have a GF, no, why? Yes, it is my right, what you're saying. Hello, G Van, the artist. Hello, Morty James. I'm not too bad, thank you. How you doing? So someone about, going on about that this country stole 45 trillion from India or something. I don't know, it's just, is that actually true? Let's have a look on it. Did UK steal 45 trillion from India? No, it's the accent. I cannot tell European accents apart, sorry. Really? So it says here, yes, renowned economist Utsa Patnaik estimated that Britain drained nearly $45 trillion from India between 1765 and 1938 through colonial exploitation. So yeah, there's all this stuff on colonialism and all that, and yeah. Hello, Life, how you doing? But is that something that we can just pay back now? I mean, it's like, how is that going to work? Because that was done over, like, how many years is that? Between 70, that's over 150 years that it's been done over. Hello, Cormaclets. Like, if you was to pay it back, it would have to be done over probably quite a long period, I'm guessing. I don't know, it's just, like, how is that even practical to pay 45 trillion? I mean, like, for example, like, how much in debt is the UK? Like, for example, just to put into perspective, UK debt, total, let's see. I mean, 2.8 to 2.9 trillion pounds. So it's like more than an order of magnitude higher than the national debt. So you're trying to say that we're supposed to pay that back? I mean, yeah, exactly. We're not even born then. Like, what are you even talking about? I mean, this is just ridiculous. Like, so you're telling me that we should be paying back an amount that's more than 10 times the fucking national debt? Are you crazy or what? If you're going to say that, it's just, I don't know. I mean, wonder why we need raised taxes. what the hell? Why we need to raise taxes? I mean, maybe raise the taxes for the rich people. I'd argue that we should lower the taxes for the poorest of people, or I don't know. Why it's called Great Britain, isn't it? Someone else supposed to call you the Great instead of calling yourself. Yeah, I get that. Hello, Rolf. What do you think about a high estrogen person's Zelensky? I don't know. I don't really care, to be honest. SL Zach, how's it going? Love the stream. Just quickly, any tips on how I can get my dad to stop getting super jealous every time my sister and I? Oh God, here we go. All right, I'm gonna just like get rid of that. Always, I should have known that it was gonna end up being something like that. But hello, Edmund. How you doing tonight? Got 22 people in here. Oh wow. Yeah. I'm not jealous of India. I'm just saying that like, why should we have to get how are you gonna pay back 45 trillion? You know, that would cause massive amounts of inflation and just destroy the economy, wouldn't it? Hello, Sark. Like, I mean, this happened so long ago. I mean, you are my pin subscriber. What are you saying? Like, I don't know, but you mean my pin subscriber? What are you saying? Brexit is an idea of alienating yourself, isn't it? Any thoughts, mate? I mean, the other idea is that like the EU is quite like authoritarian and quite controlling in a way, and some people just wanted to break away from that. But the problem is that this government itself is authoritarian, and it's probably not really going to benefit us by leaving it. I mean, maybe if we had an actual good government, then we could have actually done good with Brexit. But this Brexit has not been done properly, and I think it's by design, to be honest. You know what I mean? They probably could have done a lot better with the Brexit if we had an actual, good, genuine government. But yeah, but that's not going to happen, is it? You know? Right, I think I'm just going to have to get rid of this troll person, Yeah, we're going to have to, if you're going to spam the chat, then you're going, goodbye, We're not going to have this kind of crap in here, But it didn't turn out good. No, it's, but I do think that if we maybe had, because I was talking the other day with someone about this, that if it was done with like a good politician, then maybe it could have worked out. But you did a great job. Okay, thank you. Yeah. So anyway, what are your thoughts on all this like gender pay gap thing? Because I've been hearing a lot of talks on that, and like, hello George, how you doing? Because I remember there was like, because Piers Morgan, Andrew Tate, and I actually kind of would agree with Tate on this, and I would actually disagree with, it's like, yeah, well, there's actually still, because there's still some ways that women are being oppressed. Yeah, like, for example, the gender pay gap. So so Andrew Tate, what would you say about the gender pay gap? And then he would be like, well, I think it's like, I don't like trust anything that comes from the Matrix. I mean, but like for real, I mean, like this whole gender pay gap thing, a lot of that can be explained due to men doing more dangerous jobs and, working longer hours, take more overtime, things like that. There's, if you actually equate for like, because they can't like discriminate you based on gender nowadays. Like it's law, they cannot do that. Like if anyone is getting paid unfairly, then it's so. But some people are going to want to work longer than others. That's just the way it is. It's just like Chris, whatever, George, whatever. Oh, thank you, Helson. Okay, what is going on here? I work in your mama's house. Yeah. So whenever you hear someone spewing about gender pay gap and BBC staff are overpaid, yeah. I mean, just generally people on TV, I think they're just, I don't know, but yeah, BBC especially, a lot of it, BBC, British bullshit corporation or whatever you want to call it, biased broadcasting corporation, whatever you want to call it. That's the thing. It's like, whatever. Anyway, thank you for the 18 likes, everybody. Hello, Rahul. How you doing tonight? Hope all is well. Why wouldn't they be biased? Well, I mean, like, what you're saying. Hello, Megan. I mean, like, as in, for example, when you get in news, they are, kind of spewing biases. They have certain political leanings and things like that that are not necessarily impartial. When you're a media outlet, it's best to be impartial and not give out a one-sided kind of. It's like, I think it's even worse in America where you got CNN and then you've got Fox News, and they'll both spew a bunch of bullshit that's there to kind of, a lot of it's just to kind of an echo chamber essentially, where you've got, it's better if like they're willing to have like a more of an open, debate on things and have more of a, balanced kind of, you know what I mean? But there's times where on mainstream media where they would have somebody come up there that has a different view, and then they would just, like, for example, when, trying to think of, I remember there was one on like ITV when someone who came on saying that they don't think that we should be making everyone get these jabs, for example, and he just got completely like, they wouldn't let him really have much of a say. They were just kind of, I don't know, that I think if I remember, he got took off afterwards or something. It's just, I don't know. It's hello, Joseph. Okay, here we go. Boogie Boss. That beard is incomplete. Sounds like your life is incomplete. Are you neutral when you play football? And then maybe that's like a bad argument or something. It's like when you're a news broadcaster, you're supposed to be there to put out the objective stuff and not be, putting your own biases into it. You're supposed to be there to be, you look at the facts for what they are, you observe, you investigate, you report in a non-partisan way, as opposed to like having some kind of political biases. Oftentimes they might even have some of these shows even might have political donors backing them, to say certain things. It's like, for example, in the newspapers, I think if I remember, like, wasn't Guardian newspaper in part, funded by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, So how can you trust something if it's got a bunch of political donors, Hello, One Dark Rep, how you doing? I can do it a little bit. Someone's asking me to dance, but I'm like, I could kind of do like let me just see if I can do the moonwalk a little bit. Bear with me a second. So it goes like, kind of like that, yeah. I'll try it again. Like that. Moonwalk. Someone taught me how to do it a while ago, so it took me a bit, but yeah, kind of that kind of thing. But anyway, how's it going, One Dark Rep? So welcome in. I mean, sounds like you're just here to try and, you know what I mean? Do we need to really, just because we disagree with somebody doesn't mean that you're gonna, what is going on? What food do I like to eat? I quite like pasta, just simple, really. Bro, seriously, talking about pay gap from 1st of Feb, 10% tariff within 2 months, job cuts, and then June 25% again. Instead of talking what's an alternative, talking about gender pay gap, what the hell? I mean, I'm not somebody that talks about gender pay gap. I'm just saying that certain people are, they're going about an imaginary, whatever they call it, like discrimination or whatever, because some people want to be, So I don't know if you really got my point on that. I was just saying that my own opinion is that it probably doesn't really exist, or at least not like they make it out to. But a lot of people just seem to want to focus on how they are being, oppressed rather than look at the bigger picture. This is what I was arguing about the other day with the whole BLM crap with why don't we look at injustice as a whole rather than trying to focus on, who's got it worse, It's like when men and women argue about who's got it worse. Does it matter? It's like we should be looking at, injustice as a whole. So that way we can, a lot of it's, it's the system that is oppressing both genders, but all different sort of ethnicities. Yes, you could argue some are being more oppressed than others, but it's still, I totally respect your opinion, dude. You talk sense. Yeah. It's just, I try to keep it real. It's like someone came into the chat earlier. I don't know if they're being just trying to antagonize, but they were going on about 45 trillion, dollars or whatever it were that we owe India. And then they just kept bringing it up in the chat and just, I don't know. Hello, Christopher Quinn. How you doing? Hello, Annie. What's that? What's pornerology? I don't know what that is. Hi, Alfie. What's this? Sometimes justice is disproportionate. Yeah, when we feed the slaves, we shouldn't have just been thinking about one side. Well, that's what I mean is that we look at kind of like how we're being, that everybody in this system is, unless you're part of the 1%, that you're probably being taken advantage of in this system. Hello, Jack Mastic. Not too bad, thank you. How are you doing? To me, a lot of these movements just seem to be kind of designed just to kind of divide people more, cause chaos. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Because if somebody feels like they have to, go to, check in at a certain time to a, job that they'd rather not be there, but they're just doing it to get by, are they truly happy, really, deep down? Yeah, divide and conquer, that's what it is. Oh, thank you, The Lion. Yeah, nice to meet you. What's your name, everybody? Anyway, I've got, what's this? My teacher told me I can't manage my time properly when all I think about is my work. And it's just been eating my brain all day. Like, I try and they think I'm worthless. Yeah, people can just, try and put too much pressure on you sometimes. Like, I think that we've got to try and sort of, teachers should be there to try and, nurture someone's kind of, sort of like skills and what have you, instead of pressuring them. That is not the way to kind of nurture, and to, all it's going to do is just stress you out. I remember, for example, I was actually on a trip this was about 10 years ago, right? And we had to get changed into these wetsuits, right? And they were a bit hard to, change into, and it's taking some time, and it was a bit awkward, and it was just an awkward situation, and it was, yeah. But this guy was trying to like pressure, like he was like, we need to get ready, we need to do it now. And that caused a couple of us to freak out a bit. I actually kind of got pissed off, and someone else did, I think, as well. Because when you try to pressure people, when you try and, force people to work harder, it oftentimes has the opposite effect, and it actually ends up, stressing people out, and then ends up, making things, prolonged, So the best thing to do is to just be patient, just do whatever you can to, to nurture, but all you can do is just try your best. The more you try and pressure, the more it's gonna, go against you. So anyway, I don't know that ranch. Caddy, hello. I don't know. They're both kind of similar, aren't they? I'd probably say shepherd's pie. Will Donald just turn Europe gas off? I don't know. What we're saying, Alfie says teachers are not worthless. I mean, there's good and bad teachers, it's just, yeah. Can you give me a shout out? What's this? Someone said, shout out someone, 1, 2, 3. My name's Grace, so I'd be happy if you shout out Grace, which is me. Okay, hi Grace, how are you doing tonight? Yeah, welcome in. Hope you're well tonight. Make sure you subscribe if you're new here. Hello, Uvov 754. Okay, I'm gonna have to get rid of that. Right. Anyway, everyone okay? Welcome in, everybody. One dark rep, are you there? Yeah, just I don't know. But yeah, it always seems to get a bit heated in here, doesn't it? You know, people arguing about different sides of things, and what's that be? He would be. I don't know who's that. Christopher Quinn, hi, you okay? Morty James, welcome back. How you doing tonight? Hope you've had a wonderful day. Yeah, I'm glad that it's pushed me out tonight. I don't know, maybe it's busier on the night time during the week. I don't know. Hello, Kwani874. I have a bit, yeah. Actually, I just did 20 push-ups earlier. Someone asked me to do 20 push-ups earlier, so I did it, you know? Yeah, so you look like the main guy from Normal People. Really? Is there a film called Normal People? Let's have a look. Normal People. Ian says vandalism and protest are two different things. I hope these people go check in Oxford Dictionary and find out the different meaning. Well, yeah, of course. That is not like protesting, is it, when you're causing vandalism? And what are your thoughts on the Just Stop Oil protests and stuff where they've been gluing themselves to the roads and stuff? Would you call that protesting? Or would you call that, I wouldn't necessarily say it's not really vandalism, necessarily just causing disruption. And I've heard that there was times where where they were blocking roads where people needed to get through. Even like, what if, say, like, an ambulance needs to get through or something like that? They don't have any kind of like concern about anything like that. That it's just like, I don't know. It's just, oh really? Well, how do you know I've been doing this for 20 hours? Have you been watching me for 20 hours or something? Or I don't know. You should look on my channel. I've been live a few times, but I've not been on 20 hours. I mean, it's brain rot, mate. Oil protest. Once you ask what's an alternative to replace this oil, gas vehicles. Gas vehicles. Is that what they're saying? Yeah, there's this whole thing with the electric cars. Are they really that good? Some argue that in some ways they're actually worse. I mean, for one, they're using child slave labor to make these batteries for them. And then also there's this, well, it's not likely, but there's a risk of spontaneous combustion. There's a whole bunch of problems that can potentially occur with it. Also, what about when the batteries die? How do you dispose of the batteries? And there's a whole bunch of questions about that. Hello, hi on Life and Plants. Okay, thank you. Jeremy, how you doing? This is Jeremy Clarkson. I'm in the fastest car in the world. It's a Bugatti. Andrew Tate's gonna love this. Oh yeah. It was so cool when I saw Jeremy Clarkson in a Bugatti. He was in like a top G car. Hello, Mason Salah, how you doing? Jeremy says EVs are the future. Do you think so? Oh, right, 471. But it's like there is some problems, don't you agree, though, with like, but aren't they still using like a lot of like the coal in where is the electric coming from? Aren't they still using the coal industry to produce the electric a lot of the time? I mean, let's have a look and see where is the electric coming from to power electric cars. So let's see, shall we? So it says electricity for electric cars so it's from the national grid, obviously, but yeah, from some like fossil fuels, gas, coal, nuclear, renewables, wind, solar, hydro, but also increasingly from dedicated home solar wind systems. So, I mean, yeah, but I don't know. It's like, how much better for the environment are they and stuff? electric comes from charges, but where's the charge? Where is it coming from? I mean, how much of it, you know, electric charging, how much is from fossil fuels? Now you could argue it's still better for the environment because it's not like petrol. There's not a whole bunch of like petroleum. So you could argue that yeah, I might do that later. Let's see. So it says here about 60% globally is what it's saying. So this is a mixture of energy sources, and about 60% still coming from fossil fuels. So more than half of it from fossil fuels. Lithium has its age, and you have to replace it. And trust me, it's gonna be quite expensive. Instead, was it changing lithium better? Buy a new car. Yeah. So what you're saying is then that could actually be worse for the environment if you're having to buy more cars more often or something like that. Some argue that to make these cars are quite bad. I don't know, but I mean, maybe it could be, in time become more efficient and better for the environment. But yeah, okay, Alan James, hi user, how are we doing, everybody? So it's just as it stands, it doesn't sound like it's. I just think that I don't know. I don't really trust a lot of it because it's like they're trying to. It's like, for example, right? You've got in London where I think it's all a bit of a con, really, where it's like this whole low emission zone and all that kind of stuff, and ULEZ zones where basically, right, this is stuff ain't going to affect the rich people, is it? Because if they've got like the electric cars, whatever, they don't have to pay these tolls, do they? It's only the poor people who can't afford the electric cars that end up having to pay the tolls, you see? So it's going to disproportionately affect the poorest of people, isn't it, So it's just, I don't know. It's better to break hydrogen from H2 and can be used for cars where H2O is everywhere and somewhere rock. He's about to make electric cars or something. He looked like Paul Mescal. Oh no, I don't know who that is. Okay, here we go. Can you do that instrument thing? Okay, whatever. I'll do that now. Hello, Chirag and D. How you doing? There are cost-effective electric cars which people can afford. Is that true, though? I don't know. I'd have to look into that more, but cheapest electric cars. Let's see what the cheapest ones are. It's just, I mean, you can't necessarily get like second-hand ones, though, can you? Because if you buy a car, you could just get a second-hand car for like a couple of grand or so. I mean, so people are expected to like pay like to get a brand new car or something instead of like getting like a second-hand car or whatever. I don't know. Hello, Tyra. One time I bought that instrument thing in the Vasa Museum in Stockholm, and I almost broke my tooth. Oh, really? Yeah, you got to be careful with it, really, because it can hit your tooth and it can, cause damage. Now, the alternative can be hydrogen instead. Fossil fuel and lithium and hydrogen engine produce water with it, react to environment, which is great for environment, but need more engineering to it. Yeah, so there's this whole thing on like climate change and stuff. So the question is like, because hello, Elite, how's it going? People talk about carbon emissions and stuff like that as being a cause of climate change. So what are your thoughts on that? And how much of warming is caused by other factors? So I'm just wondering what you guys think. There was actually a theory on like how radiation might be causing some of it. So, like for example, buildings and pretty much every appliance putting out heat and stuff like that. Like for example, you've got houses putting out heat. You've got even cars put out quite a lot, quite a lot of heat, I guess, just from like all the energy that they produce. So how much of that is affecting it? I don't know, because you hear a lot about you hear a lot about, people talk about carbon dioxide and stuff like that. People talking about that as like a main contributor to climate change. So I'm just wondering what you guys think. What's this? But people forget carbon is one necessary thing for environment, and yes, too much carbon is bad, but the people make fuss about is overrated. I mean, possibly, but is the actual effect more from just putting out a lot of heat into the atmosphere is one thing. Like, let's have a look and see how much of. Let's see what they say on this. See what they say about this. So it says here about the heat production from. So this is just the actual just the heat coming from it, saying that it contributes a quarter of human caused greenhouse gas emissions or something. Like heating buildings being a. Well, I'm talking about like the actual heat itself that's being produced. Like say you've got. Some argue that EVs are a lot less on like producing heat, putting that out into the atmosphere. So you could argue that's better for the environment or something. But then again, they were talking the other day about there might be some benefits of warming. Like I was talking about how it could cause less disruptions with like transport and things like that, because winter, the fact that they find a lot of disruptions happen because of cold weather. So could it be that warming isn't all that bad? Maybe, I don't know. It's just maybe there's some good to it as well. What's that? None of it's true. Trump told me. Oh yeah, I reckon pretty insignificant compared to the heat of the sun, right? Well, you would have thought, but I'm just wondering what we're saying. No, carbon isn't alone to blame. It's actually methane. If I'm not wrong, you can correct me. I don't know how much. Hello, Doreen. How you doing? So, methane, yeah, it's a lot more potent, but I don't know how much of it is caused by that. But then they'll blame it a lot on, say, like cow farts. I remember they were saying it was caused by cow farts, and then you've got people saying, oh, no, it's not. But one thing that does contribute a lot to methane is landfill. Landfill is actually quite a big contributor to methane emissions. So one thing that they need to stop doing is, landfill basically. So, or as much as they can. Hello, Robert Peterson. So yeah, so doing things like what do they call it, compost it, and whatever they call it. Aerobic composting, it's called. It's a way of composting which would limit the amount of methane emissions, basically. Yeah, cow pumps. Yeah, how are you doing tonight, everybody? So yeah, Mum, I've been. Just been. Just been like. Yeah, TikTok's been a bit. Yeah, I don't know. TikTok is just a joke, really. TikTok's been. Yeah, been restricting me and shit. But anyway, I don't have a wife. No, I'm not a boxer. No, I'm just anyway. Well, yeah, I hope you're all doing well tonight. Anyway, so yeah, so how much methane? How much of the methane emissions are from landfill? So that's something that we could maybe try and do something about, is landfill. So it's saying about 20% of methane emissions are caused by landfill. So yeah, so it's a major factor in landfill. It's something that could be maybe sorted out. Hello, Sahida. How you doing? Hope you're well. Hello, Grandpa Official. 87K in Texas, good for an individual. I'm not too sure. I've heard like, maybe it's decent. I think it's probably quite decent. If I remember, like the average in America is what, about 60K now. So I don't know. Maybe I don't know how much it costs in Texas compared to the rest of the country. I guess it depends if you're in a big city or if you're in a more rural area. If you're in a more rural area, I think that's probably quite a good amount of money. That would probably be like us making, say, 60,000 or so. But yeah, maybe nearly 70,000. Yeah, we all right, everybody. Welcome in here. Oh yeah, Dallas. Yeah, Dallas is a big place. A very big city. It's a very huge city. It's Alfie says the Permian, Triassic, Great Diam, Triassic, Jurassic extinction, and Cretaceous, Paleogene extinction all shows linked to rapid CO2 spikes leading to catastrophic climate shifts. So what you're saying about you're talking about different kind of like, yeah, different ages where we've had natural things that have led to increases in like CO2 emissions and stuff. Like, so yeah. So what you're saying is that we probably don't really contribute that much in trees. Yeah, because. But there's another thing about, like with forest fires, and they're saying now, oh, it's caused by climate change or whatever, and that might be, in part true, but a big contributor I was saying about the other day is bad forest management. They're not clearing away dead wood enough, and then blaming it on climate change or something, Like Mr. Big Pop, how you doing? It just seems like they like to blame other things for it, and yeah, but those events happen because of meteor shower making the Earth unstable and constantly burning forest and lava emission for thousands of years. Yeah, that's anyway, what you mean? Is the Earth flat? Nah. Do you believe that it is? There's some people that still believe that the Earth is flat. So, if you believe that the Earth is flat, I've got some questions for you. How is the moon upside down in Australia? How does a sunset work? And why do ships appear to disappear bottom up? What's that? Just blame Trump for everything. That's the lefty attitude. Yeah, but I would say that the right wing also blames other things. Like, for example, sometimes the right wing will blame individuals for their own problems. Like they'll say, oh, it's because you didn't work hard enough. Or maybe it's because the system is unfair and it doesn't, properly incentivize people and give them proper, it's like, oh, people are lazy now. They'll say stuff like that. They'll blame it on them instead of blaming it on the fact that, so it's like both sides will blame other things instead of taking responsibility to actually, you know what I mean? Okay, JC, whatever. It's not the moon which is upside down, but you are upside down. Yeah. But it's like you shouldn't have, like, what I'm saying, on a flat Earth, you wouldn't have the moon appear to be upside down. But you know what I mean? Like, it's all, from your perspective, but, like, there's a lot that just does not work, The fact that, like the sun and moon, they both, appear to be the same size at the horizon, which, if they were actually going away from you, why do they appear to be the same size? Nowadays, livelihood is very different. 40 years ago, my father earned a little over 30K a year, and it was more than enough. Inflation is kind of slow death thing. Yeah, I agree. It's, 30K a year, and that was like 40 years ago, you're saying. That was in the 1980s, right? 1986. So, that's like maybe like how much of like nearly 3 times maybe what they were earning back then. But like the actual, cost of living, you hear about the cost of living. I remember back when, say, some things, for example, like a chocolate bar would have probably been, about 30, 40 pence, something like that. What is, let's say, a normal size let's say Snickers bar or something, right? Cost. Let's have a look, okay? But then again, they've probably even shrunk them now, haven't they? So this is what it is, right? So it says here in pounds, that's like £1.09. That's a 48 gram bar. So that's probably about the size I'm talking about. Now, yeah, so that's even in just like 20 years that has gone up by probably almost triple. Yeah. So it's almost tripled in price in that amount of time. But the wages haven't tripled though, have they, nearly? So true, Grandpa, but people still arguing for pay gaps. Government should focus on inflation first, then we can keep arguing about, yeah, that's what it is, right? Everyone's being kind of, the point is everybody's being oppressed in the system. If you're, in this system, you're just exploited for the most part, unless you're part of the 1% that benefit from it. Hello, B. London. Yeah, it is a choice. I'm not saying it's needed, but how many other things have gone up in price? I'm not saying that it's needed. In fact, I would say people probably shouldn't eat it. How many other things? What about house prices? Let's have a look. 2006 average house price, UK versus 2026. Let's have a look, okay? Let's look at the difference, right? So let's say, in 2006 it was 173 to 180k. Now it's 280 to 300k. So we're looking at around almost double in price. So that was about 40% lower back in 2006. But what's the average wage? Average wage from 2006 to 2026. So hello, Sudan. Things were still expensive in the 1980s, but we had lower expectations of what we were entitled to have, and now we all have to have new phones, new computers, pay TV to keep. I guess you could talk about like lifestyle inflation, but let's just see. So let's say about let's have a look. A comparison between 2000. This is just 20 years of a gap. My father bought a 3-bedroom house in 1989 for 90k. Yeah, for a lot of cases nowadays, that would be like hundreds of thousands. Depends where you're from though, but in some cases, some places you can get like a 3-bedroom house for under 90k still in some cheap areas, but so basically, yeah, so let's look at the averages on that, but I don't know if there's actual, just looking at the comparisons between, but I guess you could say a lot of it's just not that people don't have money, it's just that people are just spending it on bullshit, Lifestyle inflation, they call it. That's a lot of money in 1989, got mine in 95 for 75k. Was that a 3-bedroom house, Angel? Having a house of your own in 2000s and now shrinking to 720 square foot rented house for 1,200 quid. Yeah, it's bullshit, really, isn't it? Hello, the proof lady says, my husband's boyfriend loves your content. Oh, well, thank you. Just go away, Ninja Bane. You're just a troll, just... Angela says 3-bed huge garden, right? Yeah, that's good then. Yeah, because it's in some cases like a lot of these new builds are just kind of like they don't probably have a huge garden on them. They're just trying to kind of. You could argue as well about the quality of the new building. So even if you could argue that life has like the about like the quantity of things that people have, but you could argue about the quality has dropped. Like you've got things like what they call stagflation, where you've got, for example, like you've got the prices of, say, a chocolate bar, for example, going up, but the quality of the
the produce going down. So basically you're paying more and getting less quality, So it's screwing you over in both ways, basically. They're just, what's the traditionally house values double every 10 years and wages can't keep up with that. That's the problem, right? And the other problem is a lot of people nowadays are actually probably more likely to be living on their own as well. So, whereas at one time it was a lot more common for either, they would, but I guess you could, I mean, even back in, say, like the 1980s, like, I suppose they were both working full time, a lot of them. So they were bringing in two incomes. So it was a lot easier to buy a house back then, weren't it? It was a lot. So they could have probably bought a house for like, they could have had a mortgage for like, like £200, £300 or £400 a month or whatever in repayments, and it might have only been like at most maybe £200 each for like a couple or something, with with another room to spare for the family or whatever. I mean, it's just what's this? My father bought a 3,000 square foot house in 1989 for 90K. Yeah, so 3,000 square foot, that is a lot then, isn't it? Does that include the garden or something? 15 million a day on legal immigration hotels. Is that true? That is crazy, isn't it? 15 million a day, is that for real? I suppose that would probably sound about right, but what's that? Imagine a lot of Asian countries, people are still sustain to have their own house with garden and having great life, even they don't have a lot of money, but get that big space for the mind. I said 720 square foot. Yeah, so 720 square foot, that is like literally a quarter of that person with 3,000 square foot. I mean, I don't know how much there is in this place. I mean, I could just try and, I think my dad, I think when he was here one time and he kind of like tried to estimate it, but there's probably only a few hundred square foot in my place. It's not, but part of that could be, I guess, would that include the stairs then? Would that be included in that? Because, that's not part of the actual living bit of it, is it really? Like the stairs, I don't know. Would you include the stairs in that? I don't know. Multi-generational houses are crazy. Yeah, but a lot of like, because you got like, I remember like Asians and stuff like that would live in multi-generational homes. But imagine like how cheap it would cost to live in one though, because if you've got quite a few of you in there, then the cost for each person would be like next to nothing. So maybe they're onto something with that, doing, multi-generational homes. But I know some people, they don't get on with their family, which is a shame, but like, some people just, I don't know, for some reason they want to get away from their family and be independent, or it might just be the stigmas of, staying with your family. But maybe we should be, but to share resources and stuff like that, it would be a lot more, you know what I mean? Yeah, and today I live in a 900 square foot, one bed's house, and monthly rent is 1,000. Yeah. Hello, DX Mobile. Okay, whatever. Learn how to just get a life, maybe, I don't know. So exactly, yeah, it's just, there's just so much wrong with it. And it's like, yeah, you could say, oh well, it's just, that people are entitled. I mean, I understand that, but I don't know. Hello, Mirab. I think that a lot of people do buy a lot of nonsense now, a lot of, like Netflix subscriptions. They have to have the latest phone, they have to have this, that, the other, the newest car, the newest watch, whatever it might be, to try and keep up with the Joneses. It's a lifestyle inflation thing but a lot of it doesn't make people happy though. They'd be a lot freer if they just kind of let go of that and they're able to actually save money. They could invest the money, It's like, I'm quite a minimalist person. I don't believe in just buying a bunch of random shit that I don't need. Like, I've had this phone for a while. I don't intend on getting a new one until it breaks, I'd rather just, I'm not going to get a new phone every 3 months because there's a new iPhone out or whatever. That's just some bullshit, that, isn't it, I live in the depressed clouds of emotion in UK. Yeah, it's not the best weather at the moment, but it's just dull winter weather. But yeah, in the UK, it's just, people just love to complain, don't they? What's this? Social media makes a lot of people feel they are missing out if they don't have a huge Mac mansion. Hello, Andrew. Love life is nothing without love. That is one thing you can't buy. That is true. There are certain things in life that you can't buy. But at this point in time, I'm thinking, does love even really exist at this point? Just seeing how much people just kind of, betray one another, and I even question whether even true love even exists, because, or at least if it does exist, it's probably not that common. I don't know. It's just so many people just sacrifice their relationship because they just want to, just have a bit of fun, and because whatever happens, and they don't think about, the person that they're with. They just go out and just do things behind their back, Andrew said, love, yeah, I've just read that one. Skull Crusher, hello, how you doing? Reminds you of the exercise called Skull Crusher. It's like a tricep extension exercise. But yeah, social media, has done a number on people, hasn't it, really? Like, you got all the people like Andrew Tate with their McLarens and Bugattis. Hello, so a lot of people feel like they're falling behind because they don't have all these things. So a lot of this poverty is a kind of, I guess you could say it's like an illusion, because most people would be impoverished, but it's all a relative thing. But it's like, but what life we have now, you could argue, is a lot better than, say, back in peasant days, where they didn't hardly have anything. They were just fed food and that was it. They were in bad conditions. They were basically like slaves. They were like serfs, pretty much. Like they had no choice, really. I'm doing okay, thank you. How you doing? Pretty solid exercise. What the hell? What are we saying? What's solid exercise? What are you saying? Too many people spend money they don't really have to buy things they don't really need to impress people they don't really like, or people that don't care about them even. It's like, why would you be wanting to impress somebody that doesn't even care about you? It's like, maybe you should find people who don't care about any of the material shit, right? Now, I understand people want to be able to fit in and have friends that have certain community, that. But it's like, why would you want to hang around a bunch of toxic people who are that kind of materialistic? You know what I mean? Oh yeah, boy racers in their Audi. Yeah, so a lot of people end up with what they call luxury poverty. Like luxury poverty, where they have all this bling, they have all the gold chains, platinum chains, they have designer clothes, like a bunch of designer clothes, like they'll wear new designer clothes every week to try and look rich. But the thing is that what they think by doing that is that if they look rich, then people will, see them as rich. And the thing is, you only attract other fake people doing that, because real rich people who are probably going to be a lot more frugal and a lot more, wise with their money, they're probably not going to be the types that are, spending money on pointless things to try and, a lot of the rich people don't care about, looking rich, because, they don't need to pretend, they don't need to, put on that, because a lot of people just wear these things just to give the illusion. Instead, they would spend money on investing and, No kids. What are you saying about, well, kids can be a massive liability. So, in this day and age, it's like, yeah, I don't know. It's, some people are just saying, yeah, I don't know about that. But, yeah, it's an illusion, yeah. But, yeah, they think that by doing that, they'll attract rich people and it'll make them rich. This whole fake it till you make it thing, but I don't think it really always works like that, does it? They think that by pretending to be rich, maybe one day they'll become rich themselves or something, or, you know, it doesn't really work like that, does it? Stephen, how you doing? False class consciousness, it's called. Oh, really? I didn't know it had a name. Anyway, thank you for joining me. If you're new here, my name's Jamie, and yeah, if you could subscribe, that would be great. So it's just, yeah, it's just really bizarre that people will, you know, let's say rent stuff. Like some of these are like, you know, influencers who they rent stuff. They'll rent a house. They'll rent a car. They'll rent so much to try and put on their social media, either to put on their Instagram, or maybe they'll use some ad to try and sell a course. And what sometimes happens is that, yeah, in some cases, eventually, if it works out for them, they can actually buy it, like, because they've made that much money off gullible people. So you get people like Ty Lopez, who, you know, people are saying that, you know, he's dodgy and all that. And I mean, I've never, you know, looked at his course or anything, but I would never buy any of these people's courses because I don't think I would actually benefit from it at all. Like, there's so many free resources out there. You can probably find out everything you need to know about these things for free, or just look in some book in a library or something on finances and how to start a business or whatever. Or there might be something online about like a cheap kind of course or a free course. So it's just, some people charge hundreds and even thousands on these things. And there's people who are gullible enough to buy it. Some of them will even go into debt for it. And then when it doesn't work for them, what happens then? They upsell them another course. About, oh, well, that was just like the introduction. That's just the taster course. Then they get upsold to an even more expensive course, get sold webinars and shit like that, you know? It's just very predatory, isn't it? Klarna, what's Klarna? I've heard of Klarna, but herd mentality, yeah, no. Hello, just accent. It's just crazy how people fall for these things. It's like when people fall for the romance scams and stuff, like the woman who thought she was talking to Elon Musk. I mean, are you for real? Like, why would he be asking her for money? Like, that doesn't make any sense, does it, really? Why would... Hello, Robert. What are you saying? I'm not, well, this ain't really conspiracy theories right now, is it? I mean, I do talk to them sometimes, but so it's like, but you got like, you know, like Elon Musk thing, right? Why would she think she's talking to Elon Musk? You know, why would he be asking her for money? It's like, he's got hundreds of billions in net worth. You really think that he needs money off somebody? It just doesn't make any sense, does it? Like, why would he be wasting his time doing that? In that amount of time, he could have already made more than that amount of money. Like, it just doesn't make any sense, does it? But yet, some people are just that gullible. They'll fall for it because they fall in love or whatever, and it's just, they lose all kind of rational thinking. Hello, Game Tony. Trump's wife or Kamala, what you mean? Anyway, I hope you've all had a good day. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'm live every day, so anyway, what time are we on? So I have to like be going in a bit, but Hillary, Andrew says people are, they take it from me, I'm 60, I have lived, and people are, the trick is don't listen to anyone who say they can make you rich when they themselves live in a one-bed flat with a cat. Yeah, a lot of them just try and put out an illusion that they are better off than what they are. It's like there was that Wes Watson, didn't he get like, wasn't he was like desperately, you know, selling some BS or something? Well, in my opinion, it was some BS. I mean, the thing is, right, people are afraid to say what it actually is now. It's like, for example, people can't call something a scam because of legal. It's just fucking bullshit, you know? It's like people are having to fucking, you know, put out fucking disclaimers and shit like that instead of just, you know, being able to call something because they're afraid of getting some lawsuit on them or something, you know? Like, the whole fucking justice system is fucked.
when you can't even, when you're having to police your own fucking words because you're afraid that someone's gonna, you know. Hello, Cassid Ahmed Lynn. It's bullshit, isn't it? You know, fucking bullshit. Like, I'm afraid that if I said that somebody's a scammer, that, you know, something could happen. You know, because it's happened. Like, there was some guy who, even when he, you know, called something shit, he's called somebody's product shit. He was giving someone, he was reviewing gym equipment, home gym equipment, and he said, "This is shit." And then they threw him a lawsuit for that, for like some kind of, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's just hello, breaking UK news. Can you do us a favor, mate, and check the post on my wall and tell me if it's true? I don't know. I'm not doing that right now. Sean says, I've been in prison myself. I got 19 weeks for speaking my mind. What did you say? I mean, maybe you can't say it on here, but hello, Damalang 36. What the hell? What is going on now? Am I Muslim or not? No, I'm not religious. Anyway, so it's just crazy, isn't it, that people can get put in prison or get, you know, lawsuits, fines, whatever, for, because isn't there a thing where they're like, you know, CoffeeZilla, the one that calls out fake gurus and stuff, and then like Logan Paul has you know, filed a lawsuit against him, and it's like, well, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if anything has happened with that, but the thing is, if CoffeeZilla loses, then he'd have to give money to that fucking guy. Like, I don't know. I'm just thinking, like, I know you could say, well, what if someone's slandering somebody? But the thing is, it's like, it's just all a kind of dodgy thing, because I feel like people should be able to have free speech and be able to say, you know, say their opinion, that if their opinion is somebody's such a thing, you know, and not have to put out disclaimers and say, well, I'm not saying that this person's scamming or whatever. It's just, I don't know. People are like policing their own words now. It's sad. Incitement to violence is what a lot of people got done with. But then it's like, you know, how do we actually prove that, though? Hello, Christine. How are you doing? How do we prove that that was their intent to cause violence, you know? Because to me, unless you're actually saying, you know, telling people to do that, then this is the argument where it's like they're, you know, are they really responsible for that then? I don't know. Indigo, why don't you just, you know, I mean, what are you talking about? I'm talking about how, you know, like the law system, it's all fucked. Yes, I'm English, yeah, from the UK. Sean Twed says, that's it, what's it? So you got like your people filing lawsuits, and then you've got, I don't know, tough question. Hang on a sec. What is going on here? Bear with me a second. What is it? Yeah, the Lucy Connolly thing. But it's like, it was just a moment of madness, I think it was for her, and I don't know, it's one of those things where, Mark, it's like, maybe people are getting done just for being human, because she was just upset about the whole kind of thing about that. Now, I'm not saying that what she said was right, and I think she even regretted it herself afterwards, but sometimes people just say things in a random burst of madness, and like, you can't really blame them for that, when I think that, you know what I mean, it's like, this system is just fucked, and maybe if they stop fucking doing all the bullshit that they're doing in this system, then maybe people would have less to complain about. Maybe just, you know, maybe that's what it is, that, I mean, instead of arresting people for it, then maybe actually sort the fucking problems out then, you know? because then maybe less people would actually, be, spreading hate speech. But like, yeah, the law says otherwise, and it's just like sometimes the law is kind of, it's like they're more concerned with that than it's like there was that woman that got arrested for, after she got abused by somebody, her ex or whatever. Hello, Leo, how you doing? Hello, Damalang. So you had this woman who got abused by her ex-boyfriend or whatever it were. And then when she went and, talks about her old friend about it, whatever, but they apparently they'd fallen out or something, but she called the guy at the F word, the 6-letter F word, if you know what I mean, because I can't say that on here. And then the police come to her door, and then like, what you mean, Perod Juvik? So like, they come to her door, and then like, hello, Cole. And apparently she was like in the bath or something, and just like completely like humiliating her, and but yet she was the one that was the victim for being abused by this guy or something, and yet nothing was done about him apparently, but yet she was, it just goes to show how bullshit it is all is. Okay, let's just anyway, get rid of this. It's just, you know what I mean? I don't know. So then what happened is they're saying that, oh, well, we need to try and clear the backlog. So what we're going to do is get rid of jury for any crimes that are likely to have a less than 3-year prison sentence. That just like makes it more potential for biases and stuff, because oftentimes judges can be biased politically, for example, and we look alike. Hang on, who the hell is this? I don't know, I'll just get rid of that. There's some troll or something. What we're saying, it was to set an example, sending people to prison to get people to self-censorship online, like you touched on earlier. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like there's, I mean, people are then going to feel like they're walking on eggshells every time they speak. It's not good to feel like that, is it? It's like they'll punish you just for being human and just having concerns over things and not being able to speak your mind about it. So, I don't know. It's crazy, isn't it? That's what I feel like. What's that? To have a drink, yeah. Need to have a drink because get the hydration in, especially when you're talking a lot on here, really. An eggshell. What you feel like an eggshell. What do you mean? What we're saying. Where's the current topic you're talking about? I just came in. It says Miss Nice. Like, I was just talking about the whole censorship and how people are policing their own thoughts. And wasn't this in like George Orwell's 1984, where people would start to police their own thoughts? The thought police thing. The whole thing of like wrong think, they call it. That's what they refer to as wrong think. And then they also refer to like in the media and the news and stuff, like they call it news speak. Where it's like they talk in a way that's like they use a lot of certain language to, what's this? That's the Online Safety Bill. Yeah. I mean, the Online Safety Bill, yeah, they call it Online Safety Act now, but yeah. Hello, what's this? Car Die Cast Girly. How's it going? Jacksonville, Florida. How's it going? Yeah, welcome. If you're new here, please subscribe to the channel. That would be really appreciated. Yeah, so I was going to talk about UFOs and stuff like that, but I'm just wondering what you guys think of that stuff. UFOs, aliens. Hello, Harry. How you doing tonight? Cyber Potato, whatever. It's not. It's just a mature hairline. It's just. I'm 30 years old, so probably quite a. Why don't you just get the fuck out of here? You know what I mean? I'll still have hair in a year. My hair's been like this for years, so fuck off. You know what I mean? The alien invasion is coming in 2050. Why 2050? Yeah, no, just fuck off. I mean, it's not really, is it? It's just I mean, most guys at my age have that hairline. It's just when guys get to a certain age, even if you're not receding, you have. It's like look at, for example, take what's he called? Johnny Depp's a good example. Look at his hairline. It's been like that for years. He's got a bit of a like widow's peak or whatever you call it. Yeah, so they're just talking shit, you know. Are they bald themselves or something? It's like, are they projecting? Is that what it is? You know? Yeah, it's just bullshit, you know. Whatever. Who's Amber? Who are you talking about? Who's Amber? You're on about Amber Heard. That was his yeah, ex, wasn't it? I don't know. That whole thing was a mess, wasn't it? But it was good that, yeah, like that, you know, because the thing is, you get sometimes like where, you know, with the whole Me Too movement, and yeah, there's some good from that, but it's like, but then but sometimes good movements can turn bad when you start to get like false allegations against men, and also men not being taken seriously when, you know, it's like when they, you know, kind of, you know what I mean? It's there's this whole thing where a lot of times men are assumed guilty until proven innocent, but then oftentimes women are assumed innocent until proven guilty. So it's this kind of double standard that kind of came from that often, and which, you know, it's supposed to be about, you know. Anyway, but yeah. So that whole thing about the what you call it? Yeah, the Me Too movement, which led to a lot of men just, I believe a lot of men just got falsely accused, because then a lot of women would just then be able to kind of, you know, get something out of that. Maybe they could, maybe it was some bitter ex or whatever, and then they just thought, oh, well, I can get my revenge on him by, you know, by making some bullshit that he did something to me, as for example. But then because it's a woman, then they're more likely to take her side. Now, I'm not saying this to hate on women, okay? So don't get it twisted. I mean, yeah, there's serious things that, you know, like would women go through, and, you know, there's a lot of women that have been through abuse and all that. But what I'm saying is that doesn't give women a right to, you know, to destroy a man's life over a false, you know, accusation, because that shit can really destroy people's lives. It is, isn't it, Brian? Yeah. Anyway, what's that? Me Too was important until it got taken advantage of, as many movements sadly turn into as well. Some people talk about like the hippie movement, even like, I don't know if that started off like a genuine movement about peace and all that, but then look what that turned into. Maybe it was always meant to be like that. I don't know. Thank you for the 30 likes, everybody. For me, it's hard. Like, I mean, women have it hard in their own ways, I would say. I would say that life for everybody in general can be quite hard. You know, people go through pain, people go through suffering, you know. Regardless of whether you're a man or a woman, it's just, I think they want us to try and, you know, kind of, it's like, I don't know, this whole men versus women thing, but I just don't agree how, you know, it's sort of, what certain movements can then be weaponized and, yeah, used against people. But yeah, what are your thoughts on the whole hippie thing? Because that was, you know what I mean, that was like something that, you know, was big back in, say, like, you know, you had, what is it? When was it big? Like what is it, 70s or whatever it were? And then it just kind of fizzled out. What's this? Silver spoons pretending to be working class. Is this you talking about the hippies? It's 60s. I mean, maybe it was 70s when it died out or something, but yeah, I suppose, yeah, 60s, because like that was when you had all like the kind of I know like late 60s, maybe like you had Beatles, that they kind of became like hippies at one point, you know, especially like John Lennon, and yeah, didn't like Paul McCartney as well, and the other ones that become a bit kind of hippie-ish as well, like around that time, like, you know, around kind of 66, 67 kind of. I mean, it was around that time you had like, you know, like Sunshine Pop and that kind of stuff. Like you had bands like the Turtles and stuff like that around that time, and there was a lot of kind of, there was a lot more like positive kind of, I guess, about love and peace and all that kind of stuff. But Black Sabbath came after that, and then you start getting darker kind of music and stuff. Oh yeah, George Harrison. Oh yeah, yeah, he was one of the, yeah, George Harrison, John Lennon. They've unfortunately passed away, but yeah, there was like, yeah, it was like John Lennon's song about, you know, that might trigger some people because, you know, because it's like saying, what, you know, if there's no God or heaven or whatever, so that could be like, it's a bit of a divisive song, I suppose. But yeah, what's this? Most of the time people talk about men versus women. It's really more about the circumstances you find yourself in or grew up in, that simply because of your, well, yeah, exactly. Then simply because of your sex. That's what it is. This is, like I said, with the race thing as well. Again, I'd say it's more of a class thing rather than a race or a sex issue. I think that's what they're trying to kind of distract us and divide us with, instead of focusing on the bigger issue, which is, it's not right when you've got, you know, there's people who are, you know, on the streets and stuff who, you know, it's like, I don't know, there's, yeah, yeah, there's some bad ones as well, but you know what I mean. But there's people who are literally working full time, and they're going to food banks because they're struggling. They've got to feed their families and stuff. And yeah, what's that? We keep us safe. What are you saying? Yeah, I don't know. It's just gone out of control, like this government, and like, I don't know. Anthony says country is a cesspit. I know. Like with this Keir Starmer and all that. But the thing is, right, the Tories actually were the ones that initiated it all. So everyone wants to blame Keir Starmer completely, but the reality is that a couple of years back to 2023, it was already passed through by the Tories, because we had, what was it, Rishi Sunak was in at the time, right? He was the one that, I believe it was him that passed the legislation, and then the Labour want to implement that thing. So you got to remember this stuff, right? That wasn't all because of Keir Starmer. They're just there to implement the, which one you're saying, Dan the man? Hello, Charaz Nabel. So yeah, so I had someone in the chat earlier saying about, oh, I need to do cardio or something because I'm getting fatter or something. I'm not really, am I? I'm just getting bigger. I'm getting more jacked. So, I mean, I think I'd say I've got pretty good cardio, you know. I don't need to do it all the time. I walk 10,000 steps a day usually. So, you know, I'm quite an active person, but I do bits of cardio to try and get my heart rate going. But some of these workouts I do really do get my heart going, and yeah. Yeah, I'm weak and old apparently, yeah. Yeah, really. You will know because it's capitalistic at end times, and we keep us safe is going to mean a lot more to you. What are you saying about sort of like the kind of, you know, just forget everybody else, just as long as I'm all right, fuck everybody else? Is that what you're saying? Trump won in Greenland. I don't know. It seems like to be some oil kind of thing, really. But I had some like Trump person in the chat the other day who got triggered because I said, you know, I don't like Trump. I think he's a but then someone else come in and being like, oh, you should respect that, more than 50% of people voted for him. Well, would those same people will still vote for him now with all this shit going on? I mean, I don't know. It's just community is the only thing that matters. So the absolute opposite. Yeah, right. I thought you meant saying like about keep us safe. As you mean as in like community spirit and just kind of, I suppose, I get what you mean. All those 50 people got lied to. Yeah, that's the thing. But it doesn't really matter because even Biden, he was probably making a lot of promises and stuff, but I don't even think these people really, 50% of who, that's the thing, that 50% of Americans, and the thing is, a lot of the population aren't really that well educated on things like policies and things like, economics and things like that, geopolitics, etc. So they're voting based on, a lot of it's based on emotions or based on tribalism or whatever. They're just loyal to that side and don't always vote for that. Some people change their minds, but most people just seem to stick to, hello, Sarah. So I don't think it's a very good argument to say that, oh, well, respect people's votes. Like, well, but did those people really get what they voted for? Didn't Trump promise to do a whole bunch of shit, It's just, I think people have short memories, it seems, don't they, I think that's the problem, is that people seem to forget what they said, what they promised that they would do. Enough time passes and then people just kind of forget, I'm from the UK. Where are you from? I'm going to have to get off in a sec, guys. I might come back on later tonight. It's just I've got to go out and go to the shop before it shuts. But it's been a really good chat. I appreciate you all for stopping by. And in fact, I could actually keep it going whilst I'm walking a bit. I don't know, but it would be really dark though. So that's the only thing. And plus, I need to get a move on. So I need to just try and get out there now, I think. And what's this? Before I came here, I talked to a supporter who said he liked Trump because he always did. Didn't know what to say to that because you can't change the mind. I know. Hello, H21 T Work Corporation. How you doing tonight? Hope you're well. Yeah, it's just people will just kind of like, they won't budge. Once they've gotten invested in something, that's it then. They just, you know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, well, that's it now. I've got to just kind of, that's the side I'm going to stick with now. And well, where are you from? I'm from the UK. Where are you from? Just about to get off, guys. But yeah, like I said, I might come back on late tonight, but I don't know if I'm going to do that because I've been on a lot today. But yeah, it's like just because you've voted for someone before doesn't mean you have to keep on voting for the same person. Yeah. All right. Well, I'll see you all in a bit, but yeah. Oh, you're from South Africa, nice to meet you. Yeah, if you're new here, please could you all give me a subscribe. Yeah, take care, miss nice life. I'll see you again soon. Yeah, I'll see you all again soon. Yeah, take care, everybody. Bye for now.